Good afternoon. It's 2:28 p.m. It is July 11th. Happy Tuesday afternoon. I'm here to make another video. I got a lot done this morning. I wish I could have done more, but I think that it takes time for me to get out of the little fog. I will tell you, when I first get up in the morning, the first thing that comes to my mind, unfortunately, automatically, is sick, dark stuff because of all of this. So, I have a lot of mental exercises to do in order for me to complete things now. This really does mess with your mind, And like, if you feel like, some people who have like terminal illnesses or whatever, they just give up on life. And this whole issue has made me feel so depressed that you just don't care anymore, right? So when I get into that attitude, I have to do things to make myself, able to deal with certain things that might cause triggering. I will tell you, work searches cause triggering because of the abuse that took place before. So anyway, I don't want to go too much into, the abuse that I experienced. I just wanted to let you know that I'm making progress today, and then I'm picking myself up, okay? It is a process. It is not something that I could just snap out of, okay? We're talking about post-traumatic stress disorder. Even though it's undiagnosed, I will tell you, obviously, I'm exhibiting severe characteristics of a person who's going through trauma. The reason why it is undiagnosed is because you cannot trust the medical profession once you've dealt with being a target. Why? Because just like all the employers that become corrupt, they will corrupt the medical industry, and don't think that they would not be corrupt enough to kill you. Seriously, okay, this is how corrupt this sort of stuff goes and what it does. So I don't trust anybody. So I have to do a lot of taking care of Maria. So, but obviously, if you can see that I get up at weird times of the night, or I make videos maybe once or more than twice in a day because I'm just like so upset and disturbed and whatever, this is my form of therapy. But today I'm coming on here to make this video. This is my first and last video. My first video back on my old channel, Maria Gordon. I'm taking this channel down. I'm not necessarily taking it down, but I will stop making videos on this particular channel. I feel as though this issue of me being censored, even though I'm probably somewhat censored on my first channel, this one was like such a very painful experience because I wanted to use that as a form of therapy so I could make progress, not think about the targeting, not to move away from the targeting, but that still was going on. My whole channel, while I was trying to heal, my entire channel, Dark Desert Moon, was being manipulated. You know what I mean? So it made it very difficult for me to move on and get the viewers that I had. Also, the fact that I was erased out of society through a campaign smear. I can go on and on about this, and I don't want to, okay? But this is my first video back on my old channel, Maria Gordon, and my last video by the name of Dark Desert Moon. Now, when I came back with Dark Desert Moon, I desperately wanted to go back to getting my subscribers back, and I knew that I lost a lot of my subscribers through this sort of hate campaign that went on. I mean, people were turned against me. Seriously, they had people turning against me. I had quite a lot of subscribers. I had a lot of interaction with them, a lot of exchange videos, and then something happened. I don't know if it was Bruce's wife, his wife, whoever it was, Jennifer Collins, what's her last name? For some reason, I keep thinking Eckerd or something like that. Jennifer Collins, all these people wanted to sabotage me. You have the right to do this, but or be on my channel or whatever. But my point is that it caused me harm. Okay, I didn't deserve to be blacklisted, and my need to make videos was not in any way I had forgot all about you guys. I wanted to move on with my life, and this is what my attempt is to do at this point. Okay, and also it's not for anyone, whether you're Christian, Jehovah's Witness, or whatever. It's not my responsibility to adhere to your religious views. And if you were the ones who were trying to get me employment, you cannot do that through employment. I have been severely abused. I am not, regardless of the rumors that have taken place about me, I'm thinking perhaps maybe this girl Sarah was saying that I was after Bruce, my ex-boyfriend, whatever. It's not true. Okay, I have suffered a serious consequence for people and their behavior, their immature, whatever, and I'm tired of it. Like, there's so much emotion to this. Like, I find it very difficult to have a conversation a lot of times without going back into this. So anyway, I need to follow my script, and it's very roughly written. But I wanted to talk about, the reasons why this particular group, and I'm talking about maybe Joel's family, my ex-blood relations who claim to be Christian, these people, and then we have the Jehovah's Witnesses. They look at me like because I'm different. I am not. I'm different. I'm different within these groups, okay? There are several people who have alternative views, okay? I would say there's all kinds of information on alternative views. It's just that they've probably never experienced or met somebody who had alternative views. When people grow up in a certain religion, they tend to only associate with that religious group. Or they might interact with other people of different ideas and thoughts and thinking, like at school or at work, but it's still very brief, okay? And they don't really go into conversations about what it is that they believe or whatever. But there are several people who are independent thinkers. There are several people who have psychic gifts. There are several people who believe in, I don't know, just, like there's a lot of groups that I would fit in. There's a lot of categories that I would fit in. I am just not accepted as I am within this particular group. And I can fully understand because I left Jehovah's Witnesses a long time ago. I was never even an official member, so I left them a long time ago. I went to some of the Christian churches, in the past, and I didn't like them. So, and I never became a member. I was never a member of either group. So, whatever the case is, I'm something that they don't understand. But there's a whole world out there of people who have alternative thoughts, alternative views. And I'm a free thinker, and this is the kind of people that I need to be around. And unfortunately, because I was in a targeting program, I was prevented from developing these relationships. So this is one of the things that you can identify or use as an identifier of somebody who is being trafficked. The person who is constantly insisting on following them around and manipulating what they do are basically preventing them from leaving the harassment situation. If you notice, I don't have contacts to help me look for work, okay? Like most of the time, if you have a job, you develop a rapport with your employer. After you leave, you still communicate with them, and whatever terms you left, you know what I mean? You still need to refer to them sometimes or whatever. The relationship should be friendly. I am not in somebody who's allowed to do that because they run the whole shebang. You see what I'm saying? So what these people have done has prevented me from having relationships, friendships, of any kind. You know what I mean? And I'm saying I want to break through. Now I want to be able to meet other people on social media. Now if these people corrupted everyone in the entire world, I will tell you, you are fucking a representative of Satan himself. Okay? But I am going out there and I'm going to try my hardest to make a life for myself. Because I need that. It's not good for me to be associated with people who are this oppressive. You know what I mean? So what I am saying is that here are a few of my interests. Obviously, I'm interested in spirituality, the occult. Now, the occult, when people hear the word the occult, they think of, I don't know, some of the extreme forms of the occult, like, human sacrifice and crazy stuff like that. The occult exists in all religions. It just simply means it's unseen, hidden knowledge, okay? We all know that there is a supreme being. Can we see him? No, but we know that he's there. God himself would be under the title of the occult. It's unseen. It's an unseen force that we don't fully understand. I have always been interested in that. So that's what I'm interested in. So that's a group that there's a lot of people who are interested in the same thing. There's groups on Facebook. People communicate on different social boards, whatever, but people have that interest. Now, people within the Jehovah's Witness and certain Christian groups, they don't like that because it conflicts with their religious belief. That's their choice, okay? But like I said, there's a world outside there that people and I would converse on these different issues, share ideas and topics. Misanthropy. Now, I am a misanthropist. I am. I'm somebody who doesn't particularly like people. Misanthropist is somebody who does not like people. Now, except for kids. Now, I understand, it's not that I hate people on, like, the first time I meet them, I hate them, I'm picking them apart, I want to terrorize them, I want to hurt them. I'm not like that, okay? But what I am saying is I understand human nature. And I understand that people have to be very careful about who they interact with. Not everybody is your friend. As a matter of fact, there are a lot of people who are just walking time bombs, ready to explode for any particular reason. For any reason, okay? And they're easily influenced by wicked people. So I'm aware of that. Now, when it comes to kids, you know, I think kids are adorable. But sometimes in the back of my mind, on one of those days, you know, where I'm really picking things apart, I'll look how cute that little kid is, his little chubby cheeks, and I kept thinking he's going to grow up, chances are, to be like his family. Selfish, evil, and wicked. So I'm going to sit here and adore this little kid while I'm looking at him before he grows up and becomes what he's going to become. Because this is how common wickedness is, as we can all say. All right, so, you know, so I am one of those, but you know what, there's a lot of other people who don't like to live with other people. Or they're very careful about who they choose to be around with. They want to be around people who have high standards, high morals. The reason why people are misanthropists is because they understand that society is wicked. They understand that society lacks the ability to use good judgment and does foolish things, and they don't want to be any part of it. And I'm one of those people. Okay. Now this is before I even heard that something like this even existed. It's just that some people just sit around, they observe what's going on around, they're like, this isn't for me. And you find out one day, hey, you know, there's a word for this, you know, and then there's certain people who get together and talk about this sort of thing. And I'm one of them. Okay, so I'm also a minimalist. You know, there's a lot of people who are making lives for themselves as minimalists. Some people are going off the grid. Some people like making things from their hand. It's not because they like it's about being poor. There's a lot of rich people who live minimalistic lives. It's just that they know that iPhone, okay, and that third car that you purchased in the same year is not going to give you any more happiness. It's not going to do anything for you. It may impress people for a few minutes after you show it to them, but after a while, they're going to forget about it, and you're just left with the debt. Okay, so no, I'm a minimalist. That's what I'm into. And I don't associate with or fit in with this particular group, these two groups, Jehovah's Witnesses and Christians, who basically probably revolve around prosperity preaching thinking or whatever, okay? But anyway, I'm not into it. So it's time for me to find my own people. I like odd and forgotten historical figures and stories. You know, I like stories about, fables. Even children's stories, because I see how much they relate to real life, okay? Like a lot of the children's stories that were written were actually written as lessons for children. You know, things like Little Red Riding Hood. That was actually meant to talk to kids about predators, okay? So it's these little things, and I like to make like stories out of them or kind of expound on them. And I also like to know about other people in different cultures, different communities, different time periods. You know, I like history. So I mean, yeah, I've never had a time to make any conversation with anyone within that Jehovah's Witness group or Christians or that I knew in my life, or whatever, about certain things that really interest me. Okay, but these things do interest me. Okay, so I'm not different. I'm not that different. Okay, I am different within these groups, but there's a lot of people who have my same interests, okay? I had noticed when I started getting targeted, you know, I used to go to a metaphysics shop. I would say, I don't know, maybe once a week, maybe once or twice a week, I don't know. A long time ago. This is probably like around 2011. I stopped going because it became infiltrated with perps. But see, the thing is, neither religion would step foot in a store like that, okay? But the point is of the wickedness and how they turn people against you, that these people became a part of this network that had nothing to do with their belief system. Also, they can bully a person. See, what these people put in place was a very sick thing. But that just goes to show you how demonic that really is. Okay, you know, so people start doing things that they normally wouldn't do. Like I had women sitting here, like, you know, harassing me, and they're dressed up 10 times more so than I am. fake eyelashes and everything, bright red lipstick and everything else you can think of. But it's okay for them to do it. But see, they forget because they're so mind controlled. Okay, that it's a very, and you wonder how can somebody be that mind controlled? But you better believe demons are behind that. Anyway, I was going to do this in Excel, like not Excel, but PowerPoint. This isn't a PowerPoint video, but I was actually going to have like slides and like follow the script. But right now I got so many things to do, so I'm not going to do that. But anyway, I like the truth movement. You know, I've been interested in people like David Icke long before he even became a thing. Okay, and I've had my suspicions about how the world operates, and I will tell you, the world operates very similar. But pretty much the same way how this targeted individual situation works. Okay, you got people in the top, people who want to do things on a convert level, people who enact evil covertly, and use other people to have it done. Okay, I believe in those things. I am aware of it. Do I try to stop it? No, I just sit here and go with the flow and I'm living my life. But it's interesting to know how disgusting the world is, and I make sure that I don't want any part of it. Let's see. Oh yeah, I've already mentioned individualism. You know, there's a lot of other people who see themselves as individualism. Mind you, individualism is not so much as a full collective movement as it is just somebody being very comfortable with themselves, being comfortable with their observations of the world, their own personal observations of the world, and making sure that whatever it is that they see, if they like it, they accept it. If they don't, then they reject it. That's their choice, okay? And they answer to no one, and they don't have a reason to. They're right. They take advantage of the right that they have the right to make that choice, okay? And there's been famous people who've been individualism, people who've made this movement, made an actual movement of it, or made people aware of being an individualistic person. And that would be like, for example, people like Ayn Rand, even though I'm not necessarily a follower of hers, she identified herself as an individualist. Now, some people have very extreme views on what they do as part of their individualism, and some people have more mild views. I'm somebody who just feels like, you know what, I have my opinions of the world. I'm not out to harm anybody. Okay, and I'm sure there's people in this community who feel the same way, but they feel this sort of need to follow along with this dialogue because it's cliquish, they like to torment people, they like to abuse, and they like to oppress people. I'm not going to stop. Anyway, so, but the last group that I ever thought to like really fully throw myself involve myself into is the asexuality group. And I think it has something to do with the fact that, you know, for the longest time, I'm not a sexual person, okay? So I know a lot of people, they always want to identify by their sexuality. They don't talk about their sexuality all the time. And there's so many, like, they used to be like straight, and there used to be like gay, and then there was bisexual, and that was it. Now there's so many different people that I can't keep track of it all, okay? But whatever the case is, I've never been somebody who was like, my world revolved around sex. I just figured, you know what, I have my interests. When I get into my interests, I know I'm like 100% involved in them. Sex is always going to be at the very bottom of my list, okay? But here's the thing, I do see that I would prefer to be around a lot of asexual people if I had the chance to. You know, and I do recall, like, I don't know, going into some of the asexuality chat rooms, maybe even like looking at, or even communicating, I think, one or two times, within the I think it's called Avon, Avon website, or wherever it was. I think, but I felt this though. I had my suspicions that it was infiltrated by the people who were targeting me. Like maybe Bruce's family now, I'm looking back, or whatever. You know, they make sure that you don't have any fucking friends. Okay, like they just want to eliminate any possibility of you having any contact outside of this network. Okay, so people, whatever kind of computer hacking skills these people have, or whatever, I do believe that was being used as a lot of targeted individuals to tell you that they've dealt with the same thing. Okay, but what I like about being around asexual people is that, you know, you can be yourself. You can talk about whatever hobby it is, whatever topic it is, and the topic is always going to stay on that focus. You're not going to get any sexual innuendos thrown in there. You're not going to be pressured to have sex. If I talk to a man, we're not talking about sex. The conversation is not going to sit here and veer towards that. Same thing with women, or you know, I don't want to deal with that stuff. You know what I mean? So maybe, you know what I mean? I just, the experience I had dealing with asexuals, in the past, really hasn't been good. Like it started off good. Like I remember talking to somebody a long time ago, back in 2007, 2008, and we were communicating for a while. And then once I started getting like this heavy targeting, she stopped talking to me. So it's like, these people infiltrate to the point they just do not, they want to destroy you. Okay? They want to destroy you. It's so sick, I can't even tell you. But anyway, this is the last video on this channel. I might be moving some of my old videos that I made on this channel to Maria Gordon's channel, but I'm going to be making videos on the Maria Gordon channel going forward. Okay, so I had to pick up this video because I had to answer the phone a few minutes ago. So anyway, I'm back. So it was about 2 hours ago, and so I'm picking up where I left off. So what I was saying is that I'm going to be returning my channel to Maria Gordon, and instead of using the Dark Desert Moon name on channel, but I will keep this channel up, just in case, I want to refer to it, or I might even like extract some of the videos from this channel and post them up to the Maria Gordon channel. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, but it'll stay here for viewing. I thought some of the videos that I did make that were really structured were really good, and this is the kind of videos I want to do more of in the future. Mainly because I do enjoy putting together video content. I do enjoy doing it. I don't know if I want to put video content together, I guess, for a living, but I do enjoy like making these like informative videos that are really fun. And of course, you can use some improvement, but it's just something that I like to do in my spare time. And also, if I didn't have these blocks, like people preventing me from having a social life, I would probably be able to, have more interaction online. It's unfortunate that I don't have a social life because of being in this bubble that has made me very unhappy for a very long period of time. I will tell you, it's miserable being in a forced association, but I'm hoping that I can bust out and find people that I really connect with, because everybody needs to have someone to talk to. And I know, I think my perps may, want to reconcile. I have no desire to reconcile with these people. And I've already said the reasons why, and why it makes me sick, why it literally, I want to go into full-blown heart attack mode when I start thinking about these people, because what they did was too much for what a human can deal with. But I do need to, if you find one good friend, because chances are, the more people you deal with, the more insincere people you're going to run into. Okay? I mean, it's a numbers game. As you can tell, the majority of people have very bad morals. Okay, but you enjoy certain forms of conversation. I think everybody dreams of having like the ideal best friend. Everyone does. There's certain shows that I don't watch a lot of TV, but like some of these shows that depict best friends. I think a lot of people secretly wish that they had like a relationship, a friendship like that. They are rare, I will tell you, but I think everybody deserves to have that in their life. And I've been prevented from so much, and I'm so just drained by the entire thing. And I'm just looking forward to, we're trying to look forward to what left of life that I have, because I realize how much, has been taken from me. I've been saying that I've been a targeted individual for many years. Like I've mentioned it previously that, I remember stupid arguments being caused in my workplace long before working at Murray Family Farms. So these people have followed me year after year after year after year, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, look what these people have done. It's very sad when I look back at my life and thinking of what kind of quality of life I could have had instead of what I had to live with. But anyway, I'm looking forward to making more videos, better content, and I am working on some stuff right now. I can't reveal anything to you, but I have some stuff under construction, and that will reveal itself a little bit later. But in the meantime, yeah, if you're still interested in watching my channel, I will be doing all my videos on the Maria Gordon. And so goodbye and hello, bye.